Hello everyone, this is a video lecture for College Algebra Math 1314 section 11.7. We're going to learn about probability. So, the very first questions on the homework are with a lot of numbers, big tables and stuff like that. But they're wanting probability. And so let's talk about the formula for probability. It's very simple. The formula for probability is selected over total. Selected divided by total. That's it. That's your whole formula for the whole day. Pretty easy in the whole scheme of things. I'm going to use colors to kind of show you what's going on with each one of these. So the probability of Army. They want you to select the Army. So select Army, and then divide it by the grand total. That was it. But now, notice that the Army has its own little subtotal here, which is kind of handy. And so all you're having to do here is the 35 divided by 96, and you're done. Now, a lot of times the math homework program wants like a fraction, and if they want a fraction, you're done. Sometimes I've seen them want a decimal, and if that's the case, 2 or 3 decimal places, etc. Oops. I think there's a 5 there, and then an 8, and then it repeats, and whatever. You round to whatever they say to round to. So 2 decimal places, there you go. Cool. So just watch out, depending if they're wanting fractions or if they're wanting decimals. Watch out for that. Okay. Here's the next one. It says probability of a woman in the Air Force. So you want only the female Air Force out of the total. So in this case, it's 6 out of 96. Again, if you reduce it down, which I'm pretty sure will work, we get 1 over 16. But again, just get the decimal just in case. 0.0625, 2 decimal places. There you go. Cool. Okay, so not too bad. And now for the last one, I'm going to use green, I guess. It says, what's the probability of Navy from among men? And so we're only going to look at the men. And so that means that the females have no say in this particular question. They're just not included. But then my totals at the bottom are all mixed up as well. And so those are not legitimate totals anymore. So I'm only looking at the men. And they say from among them. Okay, so we already just did that. What's the probability of Navy? So Navy is right here, and this is the new total. And so 24 out of 72. Let me see if it reduces down some. Yep, that's a 1/3. Or again, 3/3 if you're going to do 2 decimals. There we go. So not too bad. There's actually a whole lot of these on the homework program, but I'm just doing some that all kind of together, I guess. Okay, so it says we have a 12-sided die, and it's rolled. What's the probability of more than 7? Well, 12-sided die says that you got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all possibilities. They say more than 7, so that would be these guys here. Notice that I'm selecting them, and then divided by the total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are selected. What's my total? 12 is total. And if they want a fraction, you're done. If they want a decimal, again, they kind of go back and forth, so watch out. It would actually be 0.42 when rounded to 2 decimal places. Cool. Okay, here's another one. So in a standard 52-card deck, what's the probability of a jack, a face card, 6 or 9, and then a probability of an 8 or red? So there's a lot going on here. And so before we can even go forward, I need to actually show you what a 52-card deck would look like. So I'm going to draw it right here, and then we're going to start selecting and all that kind of stuff. I know that some of y'all probably already know the answers, and that's cool. Just go ahead and do it. But if you don't know what cards are, let me show you what cards are. So we got spades, clubs, and then I'm going to use red. I'll be going back and forth a lot here. Hearts and diamonds. So we got black cards and we got red cards. And in each suit, these are my 4 suits, we have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, king, ace. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them all up here. If I were doing this in class, I would have a small little story to tell. Not that I have any particular story in mind. It would just be something that comes off the top of my head because we're just writing down numbers. There's no particular skill needed for this. Oh, well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Okay, there we go. So, there. Perfect. All right, so we got all the cards. So it says, let's use different colors here. What's the probability of a jack? Well, we got these jacks here. I'm selecting jacks. There's 4 selected out of 52. You can reduce that down 2 out of 26 or 1 out of 13. And I think they're going to want the fractions here, so I'm just going to do the fractions. Makes it easy. The next one, what's the probability of a face card? And so this is kind of weird. Faces are the jacks, queens, and kings. They might say picture card. They might say the word picture card. But face card, picture card, jack, queen, and king. Aces are not faces. So I'm just reminding you how this will work. If you're a little confused about what it is, I'm just showing you. Well, there's 12 selected out of 52. And you can start reducing this down. That would be 6 out of 26 and 3 out of 13. Okay. Cool. Let's use another color. So 6 or 9. So I'm going to do all my 6s, all my 9s. How many did I select? I selected 8 out of 52. That's 4 out of 26 or 2 out of 13. Last one, running out of colors here. I don't really like that. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, it's cyan and a little bit bright. Here's a darker cyan. There you go. That'll work. Okay, so 8 or red. So 8 or red. 8s, but then reds. There's a lot of reds. Okay, here's the problem. It looks like I'm selecting some twice, and you don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this double selection zone thingy. And again, I'm always just wanting selected over total. That's it, selected over total. That's every single time. How many got selected? How many got inside of the dark cyan box somehow? Well, here we had the 26, and then 2 more. Is actually 28 got selected out of the 52. Again, you can keep reducing this down. I got a 14 out of 26. I got a 7 out of 13. And there you go. Cool. So, just showing you how this works. Don't select any cards twice, etc., etc. Okay, let's keep going. So you're dealt 4 cards. Again, this is the 52 card deck kind of thing. Is this the last question? Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of questions on the homework, but they're all kind of mixed up. And so this is the last one that's actually kind of different. So 4 cards are dealt in your hand. How many different possible hands do you have? Now notice there's a difference between possible versus probability. Okay, so that is a small difference here. This actually goes back to previous sections where we were doing combinations and permutations. Now, if I give you 4 cards and I put them in your hand, doesn't matter what order they're in. Couldn't you swap them around and move them, change them? Like, oh, I want the king on the top, and then I'll put the 2 on the bottom, and all that kind of stuff. Order is not important. I'm going to write that down. Order, not important. And so we learned that this is an NCR kind of problem. In this particular case, we have a bigger number and a smaller number. And so this would be 52 total cards, C, and then I'm selecting only 4 of them. Again, how would this look, say, in like Desmos? It'd be NCR 52, 4. Either way, should get us a pretty big number, 270725. So that's actually right here. This is the part A answer. Oops. Dyslexia. There we go. All right. Cool. So we got part A. That was easy. Part B, it says, what's the possible hands with all clubs? So now I'm wanting how many hands could I have all clubs? And so that could be a 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be a jack, queen, 2, ace. I don't know. I'm just making some things up. Lots of different ways. So what I would do here is, again, order still not important. What I'm going to do for this question is, I'm going to scroll down a tiny bit. I would say there's 13 clubs. And again, I'm only going to select 4. So NCR 13, 4. We should get something much smaller this time. Yeah, I got 715. And so that goes right here, 715. Cool. All right, and then it says, what's the probability of all clubs? Now, probability is different. This is the selected over total. And in this particular case, it's kind of funny because we have a selected and we have a total. It's like the problem was trying to set us up for that. So I want to divide them real quick in my calculator. I'm just using a basic scientific calculator here. I got 11 over 4165, and they did want the fraction on this one. So if you get something that's a little strange, and Desmos sometimes gives you strange answers, I've seen things that are like scientific notation. This particular one would be 2.641 times 10 to the negative 3. Again, that's just really weird. They're not wanting that on the homework. Instead, they're wanting the fraction. So make sure that you get the fraction answer from Desmos. It should be able to do that for you, okay? All right, that's actually all there is in this section. So I guess we're done. Thank you very much, and have a great day.